Welcome to the Daily WIP, where we discover that everyone is becoming a media company. Today we talk to Logan Bean about how context is king. We also talk to Robin, our Chief Product Officer, about image review. And we pop champagne on the roof. If that intro sounded a bit weird to you, it's because I just recorded ADR for it in this room. Because today when we recorded in the office, there was no audio. For those of you who don't know what ADR is, it's additional dialogue recording. So I recorded myself playing along with that video, so it sounds a little bit like that's actually the voice. Welcome to the Daily WIP, where we discover that everyone is becoming a media company. Because there is no audio from any of that, I'll show you a few more clips. There's an interview with Robin that you won't be able to see. So I'll have to do the links from here, which is the home office where I do the editing. Image review went live today, and here's a little edit of how it looked.
And we will click this button.
Wait, are you doing it now?
I'm doing it now.
This morning I spoke to Logan about context and how context is key when making a video. Because when you don't have the context, you don't really know what the payoff is. It's a little bit like a joke. If you don't have all of the build-up, and then the punchline is, it was a horse, it doesn't mean anything. Anyway, here's Logan.
But I think the problem most people have making video is a communication problem, which is, are we making the right thing? Do we understand our audience? Do we understand the message that's going to resonate with our audience? Have we thought about taking that message and kind of tuning it down to the most concrete and best version of itself? And then coming up with an idea that broadcasts that, communicates that. It's like the video is sort of the holder of the message. And I think most of what happens now is, we hear all these things of like, anybody's got a camera, and it's like, and it's true. Everybody's got access to the ability to make these things, but are they making the right thing? And I think that's one of the biggest problems that I see. And that's one of the biggest things that I do here at work is, clients will come to us and say, here's something I want to accomplish. And we step them through of helping them see the strategy behind why this video concept is going to help for certain reasons. There's these two videos that I use as an example that are public service announcements for how to identify somebody's having a stroke. And I forget which two companies made them. But one of them's kind of this animated motion, these animated lines that are moving around, and it shows a guy, it kind of draws out a person, and you see them, and it tells you, first recognize facial drooping, and it shows like an animated version of his face drooping, and arm weakness, and strength, or something like that, and then time to call 911. But there's two videos that came out, and one's kind of an abstract, kind of animated version of it, and the other one is really powerful. And I'm trying to describe videos to you, which is an experience. Maybe I'll just email you the links so you can check them out yourself.
Please do, yeah, that'd be great.
But the other one is, it starts off in the video as a bunch of live action shots, and it starts off by, you see somebody and they're kind of going like this, and they say, like, pay attention, and you hear this voiceover of a person describing and saying what all these different body language symbols mean. And so you see somebody going like this, and you hear them say, no, 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 and then you see somebody in like a hospital setting, like going like this, and they say, please, please, and like it goes through and shows you all these really fast like shots of what different forms of body language are saying without saying anything. And it's this really powerful moving piece, and it kind of primes the user because it's calling to your attention certain situations, like being in a hospital, when somebody you love is like in danger, and all these different human experiences. It's highly emotional. And at the end, they cut to a shot of a woman whose face is drooping, and she kind of turns to the side, and he looks right at the camera, and then the narrator says, I'm having a stroke. And that is a much more powerful way of priming the user and directing them along a path and kind of pinging all these different ideas in their mind as to like what they're, emotion and what they're thinking about. Plus it's super concrete where you see someone's face and they say, this is what somebody looks like when they're having a stroke. That's when you call 911. that's a much more powerful way of communicating something than a cool, slick, animated motion graphic that an art director was like, hey, this is a cool treatment. Like, okay, cool, let's do it. And oh man, that's neat, you know? And so there's a difference. Like, there's a million ways to say something, but what's the most powerful way to do it? And I think really it's a qualitative question these days, where there's so much quantity. It's more about quality as far as making a video that's really powerful.
Thanks for watching episode 4. I can't believe we made it all the way to 4. Andre was convinced we were going to give up after episode 0. Okay, let's see if we can't have the same horrific mistake I made when I was biking over the Brooklyn Bridge in New York. The camera quality's been up and down, as you can see. We've had a lot of people telling us that we should go for the GH5, or maybe if we're going to go slightly more budget, GH4, because it has a fold-up camera and microphone input, which is really important for videos on the move. So we'll think about it. All right, see you tomorrow.